But then they found out that there was asbestos in the school since February of last year. And then they apologized because they weren't transparent. I'm really frustrated.
Well, it sounds like your kids will be coming here next.
Yeah.
How do you feel about them coming to another school, another GRPS school?
I mean, it's nice that this is available. I don't know how the teachers are going to handle it. They're already under so much stress about reporting and whether they have funding. I don't really know. I'm worried more about the teachers and the staff, frankly, because they spend more time in the school than my own kids do. They're there early in the morning, late at night, weekends. I don't know how they're going to handle it.
Now you said that you understand children were helping clean up dust.
Oh, yeah, my own kids.
Playing with the dust. Can you explain it a little bit?
Yeah, so it's a Montessori school, and so there's a lot of practical life work that's done to prepare children for being an adult in Montessori. So part of their work in the morning was to come in and clean their classroom. They do it anyways, but since construction started, there's dust everywhere. It's all over everything they touch. And they have snack in that classroom. They're on the floor, they're on the carpets. It's a Montessori school, so everything's done on the floor with rugs. It's all over. And they've been cleaning it up, and some kids are getting extra recess if they clean more. And that's a normal thing, but when you when you add in potential lead and asbestos, it's just they're being exposed every day.
We shared as much information as we could, answered as many questions, knowing that we are just 48 hours into this. This information first came to us yesterday afternoon, just before 1 o'clock, when our facilities team was informed about a situation where plaster was cut and drilled that may have had asbestos in it. We immediately ceased the work. We immediately contacted our superintendent and our chief of staff. We contacted Micro Air, which is the firm that we contract with that does all of our asbestos abatement and assessment. The federal law requires that we have an asbestos management plan. We have that plan for each and every single building in the entire district. That plan has been followed to a T. In fact, there were 2 other examples where we had work in the boiler room and we had work around windows where the plan clearly identified that there either was or likely was asbestos there, and so we had to bring in Micro Air. We followed that protocol. We are still investigating exactly what went down with this situation and why it occurred, and once we have that information, we will share more.
The way that asbestos can cause health issues is these fibers, if they're inhaled over time, so generally the studies have been done in occupational exposure, so people who've worked in construction or pipe fitting over decades, those are the people who these studies have been done in. They found that the fibers can be inhaled, they go into the lining of the lungs, it can cause irritation, and over time increase risk for lung cancer, mesothelioma, chronic lung disease like COPD. There are no acute symptoms. So in the short term, you wouldn't see any symptoms. It wouldn't cause worsening of asthma. There's just really no way to know about any early exposure. This is something usually develops after 20 to 40 years from chronic exposure. But we don't know anything in the short term. There are very few studies out there on children and their effects on brief exposure. There just is not a lot of good data out there to know what it's going to mean long term.